The courtroom was silent, save for the murmurs of attorneys preparing their notes. At the center of it all was Judge Eleanor Cartwright, a seasoned and stoic figure known for her no-nonsense demeanor. The case before her was a bitter custody battle between divorced parents, Jacob and Meredith Ross, over their 10-year-old daughter, Lily. As we continue with this story, please hit the subscribe button to support this channel. Turn on the notification bell for more stories. Thank you. Jacob sat rigid in his seat, dressed in a dark suit that barely hid the tension coursing through him. Meredith, in contrast, exuded confidence, her sharp outfit and steady gaze making her look like someone who had already won. Their lawyers exchanged heated arguments about parental fitness, financial stability, and character references, each trying to sway the judge in their client's favor. Lily sat quietly in the gallery with her grandmother, clutching a worn teddy bear. Her small frame seemed almost swallowed by the bench, and her wide eyes darted between the speakers as if trying to piece together a puzzle too big for her young mind. Nobody had asked her what she wanted, but everyone claimed to be fighting for her best interests. Jacob and Meredith's relationship began to unravel years before the custody battle. They had started as a passionate young couple, but their differences grew over time. Meredith was career-driven, often working late and traveling for her job. Jacob, a more grounded and family-oriented man, felt increasingly neglected and unsupported. Arguments over finances, parenting styles, and priorities escalated, especially after Lily was born. The final straw came when Meredith accepted a high-profile job opportunity without consulting Jacob, which led to their separation. Mr. Ross has demonstrated time and again his inability to provide a stable environment for Lily, Meredith's lawyer, Mr. Chambers argued. He's been late to pick her up from school multiple times, and his financial situation is far from secure. Objection. Jacob's lawyer, Ms. Bryant, countered. Those claims are exaggerated. My client has always prioritized Lily's well-being and has made every effort to maintain a strong bond with her despite the challenges of co-parenting. Judge Cartwright raised a hand to silence them. Enough. Let's move on to the character testimonies. Her voice carried the weight of authority, and the room fell silent. Lily stayed with her maternal grandmother, Meredith's mother, during the custody battle. The grandmother was a stabilizing influence for Lily, often stepping in to care for her when Meredith was caught up in her demanding career. She had a strong bond with Lily, serving as both a caretaker and emotional anchor amidst the chaos of her parents' conflict. Jacob works as a construction project manager, overseeing large residential and commercial building projects. His job reflects his methodical, hands-on personality and his commitment to providing stability for Lily. Meredith is a corporate lawyer, specializing in high-stakes mergers and acquisitions. Her job is intense and time-consuming, which often led to her missing important family moments, further straining her relationship with Jacob. As the lawyers prepared to call their next witnesses, Lily stood up. The rustle of her movement drew every eye in the courtroom. She walked slowly to the center, her teddy bear still clutched tightly. Her grandmother reached out to stop her, but Lily gently pulled away. Lily, Judge Cartwright said, her tone softening slightly. This is not the time for you to speak. Lily's voice trembled but was clear. I need to say something. The judge hesitated. She'd handled countless cases, but there was something in Lily's eyes that made her pause. Very well. But make it brief. Lily turned to face her parents. Stop lying, she said, her voice breaking. The courtroom gasped. Judge Cartwright's composure faltered, her face turning pale as she absorbed the weight of those two words. Lily's parents stared at her in stunned silence. You both keep saying you're fighting for me, Lily continued, tears streaming down her face. But all you're doing is fighting each other. Nobody asked me what I want. Nobody asked me if I'm happy. The judge leaned forward. Lily, this is a very complicated situation. But if you feel comfortable, you can share your thoughts with the court. Lily nodded, her small hands trembling as she wiped her tears. I love both of you, she said, looking at her parents. But I hate how mean you've become to each other. I don't want to pick sides. I just want us to stop being so angry all the time. Jacob lowered his head, his hands clenched into fists. Meredith's confident facade cracked, and she dabbed at her eyes with a tissue. The entire courtroom seemed to hold its breath as Lily's words hung in the air. Judge Cartwright took a deep breath, her voice softer than anyone had ever heard. Thank you, Lily. Your honesty is brave and important. I want you to know that your feelings matter. Meanwhile, Jacob and Meredith have both moved on to new relationships after their separation, but their experiences differed. Jacob started dating Sarah, a kind and supportive schoolteacher. Sarah bonded quickly with Lily and became a nurturing figure in her life. She encouraged Jacob to focus on co-parenting and tried to mediate the growing tension between him and Meredith. Meredith, on the other hand, entered into a relationship with Daniel, a charismatic entrepreneur. While Daniel was supportive of her career, he struggled to connect with Lily and was often perceived by Jacob as dismissive of Lily's needs. Their differing approaches to their new relationships and their inability to set aside past grievances fueled the custody battle and created the toxic environment that Lily endured. Over the next few weeks, the case took a different tone. Jacob and Meredith were ordered to attend co-parenting counseling, and the court postponed its decision until they could demonstrate a commitment to putting Lily first. In the meantime, Lily stayed with her grandmother, a neutral space where she could feel safe. During one of the counseling sessions, Jacob admitted his struggles with balancing work and parenting. I've been trying to prove I'm good enough, but I've been doing it all wrong, he said. Meredith, in turn, confessed, I let my anger get the best of me. I was so focused on winning that I forgot why we were here in the first place. Their counselor, a kind but firm woman named Dr. Patel, guided them through exercises in empathy and communication. Slowly, they began to rebuild the trust they had lost, not as a couple, but as co-parents. Months later, they returned to court for the final hearing. This time, their lawyers' arguments were aligned, presenting a joint plan for shared custody. Judge Cartwright, visibly moved by their progress, approved the arrangement. As the family left the courtroom, Lily hugged her parents tightly. Thank you for listening to me, she said. Jacob smiled. You're the bravest person I know, Lily. Meredith nodded. You taught us what really matters. The three of them walked out together, a family not perfect, but healing. And for the first time in a long while, Lily felt hope. What do you think about Lily's boldness in speaking up at the courtroom? Share your thoughts in the comment section. And if you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and hit the subscribe button. Do not forget to turn on the notification bell for more inspiring stories.